Our planet is in constant motion. From the vast expanse of the cosmos, Earth appears as a serene, spinning jewel, perpetually in motion. We orbit the Sun at a speed of 67,000 miles per hour. This incredible velocity keeps us in a delicate dance with our star, ensuring the stability of our seasons and the rhythm of our years. But that's not all. Earth also spins on its axis, completing a full rotation every 24 hours. This axial spin is what gives us the cycle of day and night, a fundamental aspect of life on our planet. This rotation is responsible for our familiar cycle of day and night. The gradual transition from the warmth of the sun to the cool embrace of night is a constant reminder of Earth's dynamic nature. We barely notice this movement, like passengers on a smooth airplane ride. The seamless transition from day to night is so ingrained in our daily lives that we often take it for granted. But what if this cosmic ride suddenly stopped? Imagine the unimaginable. A world where the Earth ceases to spin. What if the Earth abruptly stopped spinning? The consequences would be profound and far-reaching, altering the very fabric of our existence. Imagine for a moment our planet frozen in place. The familiar rhythm of day and night would be replaced by a static, unchanging landscape. No more sunrises, no more sunsets. Half the planet would be locked in eternal daylight, while the other half would be shrouded in perpetual darkness. The very ground beneath our feet, no longer hurtling through space at 1,000 miles per hour. The sudden cessation of this movement would unleash unimaginable forces. This thought experiment, while improbable, offers a fascinating glimpse into the delicate balance that makes our planet habitable. It underscores the intricate interplay of forces that sustain life on Earth. By exploring the consequences of a stationary Earth, we gain a deeper appreciation for the forces at play in our universe. The gravitational pull, the centrifugal force, and the delicate equilibrium that keeps our planet in motion. The consequences of such an event would be catastrophic, reshaping our world in ways we can only begin to imagine. From devastating natural disasters like earthquakes and tsunamis, to fundamental changes in Earth's climate and environment, the impact would be profound. The atmosphere would undergo dramatic shifts, altering weather patterns and potentially rendering large swaths of the planet uninhabitable. The cessation of Earth's rotation would trigger a cascade of events that would challenge the very survival of life as we know it. Ecosystems would be thrown into chaos and species would struggle to adapt to the new, harsh conditions. Join me now as we dive into this hypothetical scenario and explore the awe-inspiring and terrifying implications of a world without spin. Through this journey, we will uncover the delicate balance that sustains life on Earth and the incredible forces that shape our existence in the cosmos. The immediate aftermath of Earth's sudden stop would be nothing short of catastrophic. The planet's momentum wouldn't simply vanish. Imagine a car screeching to a halt at high speed. The inertia would send everything inside flying forward. On a planetary scale, the inertia would unleash forces of unimaginable magnitude. Everything on the Earth's surface, including us, is moving at the speed of Earth's rotation. A sudden stop would send everything hurtling eastward at incredible speeds. Buildings would crumble, trees would be uprooted, and massive tsunamis would engulf coastlines. The very air we breathe would be transformed into supersonic winds, scouring the Earth's surface with unimaginable force. The oceans, no longer held in place by centrifugal force, would surge towards the poles. This would create two colossal ocean basins, one around the North Pole and another around the South Pole, leaving vast stretches of land exposed in the equatorial regions. The Earth's crust, subjected to unprecedented stress, would buckle and fracture, triggering massive earthquakes and volcanic eruptions on a global scale. In short, the planet would be plunged into a state of unimaginable chaos and destruction. With Earth no longer spinning, our familiar cycle of day and night would cease to exist. One side of the planet would be bathed in perpetual sunlight, while the other would be shrouded in eternal darkness. This dramatic shift in illumination would have profound consequences for Earth's climate and life. Imagine a world where the sun never sets. The hemisphere facing the sun would experience a relentless increase in temperature. Without the cooling respite of night, surface temperatures would soar to scorching levels. The unending daylight would create an environment where the sun's rays beat down mercilessly day after day, without any relief. Conversely, the hemisphere plunged into perpetual darkness would experience a frigid plunge in temperature. Without the sun's warmth, temperatures would plummet to unimaginable lows. The absence of sunlight would cast this side of the planet into an eternal night, where the cold would be unyielding and the darkness absolute. The hemisphere facing the sun would become a land of extremes. The relentless solar radiation would cause the land to bake under the intense heat. The ground would crack and dry up, turning once fertile areas into barren deserts. The heat would be so intense that it would be impossible for most forms of life to survive. Oceans would boil away, their waters evaporating into the atmosphere, leaving behind vast, dry basins. Vegetation would wither and burn, unable to withstand the relentless heat. Forests would ignite, turning into raging infernos that would consume everything in their path. The land itself would become a desolate wasteland, scorched by the unending sunlight. This half of the earth would be uninhabitable, a desolate wasteland where the sun's rays beat down without mercy. The once vibrant ecosystems would be reduced to lifeless deserts, unable to support any form of life. Meanwhile, the hemisphere plunged into perpetual darkness would become a world of ice and snow. Without the sun's warmth, temperatures would drop to unimaginable lows, creating an environment of extreme cold. The darkness would be unbroken, casting this side of the planet into an eternal night. Oceans would freeze over, creating vast expanses of ice and snow. The once dynamic and life-filled waters would become solid ice, stretching for miles. The landscape would be dominated by ice sheets and snow-covered terrain, creating a world of stark, frozen beauty. The air would grow thin and frigid, making it impossible for most life forms to survive. Plants would struggle to grow in the cold, lifeless environment, and the few that managed to survive would be stunted and weak. The frigid temperatures and lack of sunlight would create a world where life as we know it could not exist. The Earth, once a vibrant sphere of life, would be transformed into a world of stark contrasts. One half would be a scorching inferno, where the sun's rays beat down without mercy, while the other half would be a frozen wasteland, shrouded in eternal darkness. This dramatic transformation would create a planet divided between extremes, where life as we know it could not survive. The oceans, covering over 70% of Earth's surface, play a crucial role in regulating our planet's climate. They act as a massive heat sink, absorbing and redistributing solar energy, which helps to moderate temperatures across the globe. The oceans also play a vital role in the water cycle, contributing to precipitation and weather patterns that sustain life on Earth. However, in the scenario of a stationary Earth, these vast bodies of water would undergo a dramatic redistribution, with far-reaching consequences for the planet's geography and environment. The cessation of Earth's rotation would fundamentally alter the balance of forces that currently shape our world. As mentioned earlier, the cessation of Earth's rotation would cause the oceans to migrate towards the poles due to the sole influence of gravity. This shift would be driven by the centrifugal force that currently causes the equatorial bulge, which would disappear, allowing water to flow towards the poles. This would result in the formation of two massive polar oceans, leaving a vast equatorial landmass exposed. The newly exposed land would be a continuous belt encircling the planet, creating a stark contrast to the current distribution of land and sea. This new continental configuration would dramatically alter ocean currents, wind patterns, and global weather systems. The redistribution of water would disrupt the existing oceanic conveyor belts, leading to the formation of entirely new current systems. These changes would, in turn, affect global wind patterns, potentially leading to the development of new weather phenomena and climatic zones. The equatorial landmass, stretching around the Earth like a giant belt, would experience a climate unlike anything we know today. Without the moderating influence of the oceans, this region would be subject to extreme temperature fluctuations. During the day, the sun would scorch the land, creating desert-like conditions, while at night, the absence of water would lead to rapid cooling, resulting in frigid temperatures. Cut off from the moderating influence of the oceans, this region would be characterized by extreme temperature swings between scorching days and frigid nights. The lack of moisture would also mean that the equatorial belt would be arid, with little to no vegetation able to survive the harsh conditions. The polar oceans, on the other hand, would be shrouded in perpetual twilight, with their depths potentially harboring new and yet-to-be-discovered ecosystems. The unique conditions of these polar seas, with limited sunlight and extreme cold, could give rise to entirely new forms of marine life, adapted to the harsh environment. The reshaping of Earth's oceans would leave an indelible mark on our planet's geography and biosphere, creating a world vastly different from the one we know. The new distribution of land and sea would lead to the emergence of new ecosystems, with species evolving to adapt to the altered conditions. This transformed Earth would be a testament to the dynamic and ever-changing nature of our planet, highlighting the profound impact that the oceans have on shaping the world we live in.